What's up, guys? Welcome back to a very bumpy arrival into Sydney. We have crossed the Pacific Ocean. We are just tens of miles off the coast of Australia. We are inching ever closer, just dropping below 12,000 feet right now, and we're on our way down a little bit further. It's a bumpy, windy, just bad arrival into the airport right now. You can see all of this rain and clouds, and it's just going to be a bumpy flight. It looks like it's going to clear up as we get a little bit closer to Sydney, so that will be a good sign here. Right now we are on the Marlin 1 arrival. It's an RNAV arrival, meaning that it controls our descent as well as the track that we're on right now. It's quite bumpy. As you can see, I'll kind of come outside here. You can see just how bumpy, windy, and rainy it is on this morning right now. It's the morning here in Australia, about 5 o'clock in the morning. Interesting thing about this arrival is that it all has fish type names. We just crossed over, what did we just cross over? We just crossed over Marlin, and we're on our way to whale, and then after that is prawn. So it's kind of an all aquatic name base right now, but actually over whale, as you can see down here, we will turn to the left and we'll kind of make a beeline. We'll be landing 3-4 left today. But before we do that, we got some checklist stuff to do. Hopefully, if this bouncing doesn't get in the way, as we'll come down to our checklist. Recall is checked. Notes for the arrival have been checked. Auto brake today. We're going to use auto brake 2 since we're going to be pretty light on the landing. Landing data today, we're going to come in here, set up that. We'll be at flaps 30 and 143 is our VREF speed. We'll probably use VREF plus about, I think, 5. Maybe if it's a little bit windy, we'll do VREF plus 10. But right now we'll be about 149 or 148 for arriving VREF speed, and our minimums are all good today. Approach briefing is complete. We have set our altimeters already. I have them in inches of mercury, but they actually use QNH down here in Australia, so we'll switch that to hectopascals, and that is 1019 today. So altimeters are set. That's good until we get to the landing checklist. Looks like we've gotten through all of that thunder and rain. Let me switch down my charts here because we'll be taking the RNAV 3-4 left approach, wherever it is. RNAV GNSS. There it is. RNAV GNSS Zulu, runway 34. So we want to be level at 4,000 when crossing that. So we'll go ahead and start our left turn right now. We'll be at about a 210 left turn. So let's do that now. We'll vector ourselves onto approach, and then we'll be getting ourselves down to about 4,000 feet is going to be our new target, which I think we're going to reach that faster than we'll get there. So we'll have to probably cross over the ILS and then come back over. We'll set up our minimums today, which is 450 feet today. So we'll set that up to 450. There it is on the barometric pressure. And we'll go like that. We'll continue on our way down. We're about 15 miles out from the approach path. Right now we'll do probably a turn to the left to go on more of a downwind, and then we'll turn back around to get ourselves lined up on that approach. So we're coming down on the descent right now. We'll also slow ourselves up, throw out some speed brakes here, or some air brakes here, to get ourselves slowed right on down. And I want to look Virgin Australia, flight 2 will be at gate 53 today. Gate 53. We got some more bumps going in now as we're slowing on down. Ooh, still bumpy. No traffic in the area. We're still on VATSIM, no ATC. Hopefully one of these days we'll get ATC on. They just not seeming to be around as much. So it seems like our descent is actually going at a pretty good click, so I don't think we'll have to go on an additional downwind stage, which I think will be good. So we'll burst through some of the clouds right now. Woof, it is bumpy. As we'll come down here. Like I said, we're on the RNAV GNSS Zulu for runway 34 left. That should get us pretty close to the terminal. We'll probably shoot for a late turnoff. Nothing of note really. The approach is pretty straight in and over the water, so we'll get a good look at the city as we're coming into land, which should be a cool experience. Now don't let this wind direction fool you. We will not have a tailwind. It'll actually turn into a headwind as we get down here. Or as I've been told, the METAR for the airport has us preferencing runway 34 left for arrival today, so we'll still stick with that today. Because we're dropping under 10,000, we want to turn on all of our lights to make us a little bit more recognizable. There is the city out there in the distance, and there's the airport. I think the airport's right about there. We come over this landmass, and the airport's right there. So we're coming down on 4,000 feet right now, which is going to be our approach for intercepting the initial point. So we're going to come down to flaps 1. That will give us a little bit more lift, but also adds a little bit more drag. So our engines will have to spool up here and give us a little bit more power. Not only that, but to power through all of this turbulence. So I don't want to start turning just yet. There's kind of finesse on how you do your turns so that you can line up properly. We're going to wait until we're pretty close. Now that we're slowed down, we'll arm our speed brakes.
Left circuit, you have 65 miles to run. 9,000 for left, right? 41 Delta, turn right, 15 to right.
Still bumpy. Alright, so we're getting close. This is going to be a good turn. Kind of, if we time this right, it'll turn out to a great turn because we'll intercept at a good point, and we'll have everything that we need. I think, did I do an RNAV? I think I did an RNAV approach. I may have done an RNAV approach. Let me double check here. Merlin. If I just change it off to, we'll stick with the RNAV. It is an RNAV approach. We can handle it. So now we'll start our turn here to around 300, and we'll make our direct to right here. Actually, maybe to right there.
509, wind 280 degrees, 4 knots, 348, clear to land. 348, clear to land, corner 509.
Make this a hard 1900.
Bravo 10, go, you can connect the parts in turn. 34 right, expect independent visual approach, right circuit, you have 65
slow down to 100 and 80 knots. We'll drop to flaps, I think 15. But we'll go down to. This will take over as a manual approach, so this will be kind of fun.
YSSY 27, descend to 6,000. YSSY 27, descend to 6,000. 6,000 velocity 827.
Change the altitude to 1900. We'll take over by then.
251, descend to 6,000. Descend to 6,000, Singapore 251. It's 457, maintain
Speed got reset, so we'll reset that to 180.
5130 miles to run. 5130, 341, stop 47.
Put out our speed brakes again to kind of help us control around our speed and everything, because that's something that we need to do. So you can see really how busy it gets in the cockpit when you get around to everything.
D1519, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Go slow to 170.
6,000, stop C9 at 24. X167, send to 6,000. Send to 6,000, X1. Showing Victor, track to Wilson. Dr. Wood, next lane, Victor.
We're going to be a little high, but I think I can manage to squeak out being able to land still. I'm still confident with our landing abilities.
509, Rapids in Lima.
Go ahead and put gear down.
509, taxi Lima.
That'll add more drag.
121, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff. 34 right, clear for takeoff, 121.
And our VREF today is, what did I say, 143. We'll make that an even 150.
2500.
Got another degree of flaps. We'll go up to flaps full. We should be coming to make a little bit of a left-hand turn here. You can see the city off in the distance, covered with clouds, unfortunately.
Maintain data, wind 280 degrees 5 knots, runway 34 right, clear to land. 34 right, clear to land, 2878 down.
6467 assigned, heading left 230, line from right, runway 34 left.
And so now is when I will take over manually. So there's autopilot disconnect. I'll keep the auto throttle on though. So we'll have auto throttle kind of keep our speed as I get us lined up here. Reset my, there we go. So our landing checklist is complete now. Speed brakes are armed, auto brake is good, and gear is down. So this will be just a nice approach for us. We're at the outer marker right now. A little bit to the left, but we'll bring it back here. You can see the city out there to the right. 1,000 feet above the ground, or the water right now. I've still got clear view of the runway, which is a good thing.
14, runway 34 right, clear to takeoff. 34 right, clear to takeoff, just start 14. Just up 458, spinning tower, take 0 point Tango 6, runway 34 right. Then point Tango 34 right, just up 458. 17 data, uniform,
And continue since we can see the runway. We're slightly below the glide slope, but we're still on good par with it.
Hello, give way please to a Q-link dash 8.
Alright, so now it's just finer adjustments here.
Tango to holding point Tango 6, runway 34 right. Give way to dash 8, then 0 Tango 6, details 7
50, 30, 20, 10.
And touchdown.
5917, descend to 6,000. 6,000,
A little bit off the center line, but we're bringing it back. And we'll bring manual braking in. And we'll take the high-speed exit off to the left here. And I said, what gate? 53.
Star 506 approach, good morning, descend flight of 130, runway 34 left, expect independent visual approach, left circuit 70 miles to run.
Hopefully this will not crash.
And runway 34 left, get Star 530. Star 457, descend to 8,000. 8,000, that's a 457.
Alright, now, next question. Where is gate 53? Let's find it. While we're taxiing, International Terminal 53. Okay, there's 53. Okay, I know what 53 is. So now we'll clean up.
Runway 34 left, cleared to land.
Probe off that and start the APU. Alright, that was a pretty good landing, I think. What was our landing rate? 166 feet per minute. Not bad at all. I think that's a far acceptable landing rate indeed. So we'll come over here to the International Terminal. And we'll just mosey our way. We'll take this next right-hand turn. Here's the next right-hand. Yeah, next right-hand turn. Front gate 53. Should be right about there. No, there. There it is. Right there. So we can turn off our weather radar now. Everything is good as we're on the ground. Just got some rain, so we could turn on our windshield wipers. Although that rain effect doesn't actually happen, which I wish it did. Like our windshield's getting rained out. That would be pretty cool. Our APU is running, so that means we can get our engines off pretty fast now. We'll come into the gate here. We can probably turn those off.
On the Sky 18 heavy approach today, descend to 8,000, 3-4 left, expect independent visual approach.
See this next left-hand turn here.
Miles to run. Juliet, currently only changed the temperature to 20. 8,000, 3-4 left, we'll grab Juliet.
We made it in only 13 hours, which I think that time is actually off. We didn't actually make it in 13 hours. But we'll start our right-hand turn here to get ourselves lined up.
Taxi Lima, number 1 to company. Lima number 1, boss 50.
Line ourselves up properly.
Velocity 827, wind 340 at 6 knots, runway 34 left, cleared to land.
34 left, clear land, velocity 827.
Oh.
220.
3 meters off.
Going 670 Delta, 10 rising 150. Rising 150,
So close. A little bit more power.
Singapore 251 heavy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Parking brake is set. Cut our engines here. Transferring over to, oh, I didn't park a bit askew, whatever, ground services. Get our ground connections going now for our, there we go. And we'll do our overhead panel real quick. So we'll put in our external power. That means our APU can come off. Then we can now get our hydraulics off. Fuel pumps coming off as we don't need them anymore. Packs can come off as well. Wing lights, beacon lights off, taxi light off. All those lights are good. We'll turn on the storm lights to give us a bit more light in here. And we'll turn off our ADIRUs since we don't need them anymore.
confirm your number 1 to a
jetway work? Yes, jetway works. Alrighty. Let's see. Here we are, guys. Virgin Australia. Back in Australia from our long flight over the Pacific Ocean, and now here in Australia. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave it a like. Tell me where you want me to fly next. I'm always willing to fly all around the world, so let me know in that comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and of course, I will see you guys in our next video.